Okay, Coach, here's your new swing. Actually, this is your good buddy Ernest. Seems to hit all the right spots. What's kind of interesting is he's got a bit of a cast in here. See this? But see how he turns through? That's a pretty fair swing. Okay, let's get back to you. Boy, the swing has developed over the years. A lot of good things. Still a little too inside right here, right, Coach? You know, toe up, which is good. Really good shoulder tilt. Wow, that's pretty remarkable. How you pointing to? Ooh, just inside. Everything looks good. That's a really good spot there, isn't it? Starting down. Looks like your hands are you're leaving your hands behind you. Look at the first move. Hands and that knee kind of flip at the same time. But right on plane there. Drop it inside. Do you recover? No, kind of stuck inside. So this will either be a block or a hook. See your club head. It's coming from quite a bit from the inside. Here's the number one problem with you is it's lower body movement. Everything looks pretty good, Haas, but this is where your inconsistencies come from, and it's a lift and flip thing. See how your lower body's supposed to be in this red corridor? When you go back, make a good recovery there. Now watch your hip leave the back thing. So when you come into impact, you've got, what is that, like 4 inches? Yeah, it's like 4 inches there. And what happens is you'll lose your spine angle. You keep your head down so it doesn't jump up. But see how your spine angle is kind of straight up and down versus where it is here? Yeah, you're still going after it, aren't you? Yeah. Dip down a little, not as bad as before. Now your head's further towards the ball. It's got to snap back. Yeah. See how this spine angle here doesn't exist at impact. That's where the lift and flip comes in. Okay. And I was showing you against the wall in the corridor, you want the left hip or the right hip back against the back wall, which you do fine there. And then you come through, and at impact, you got to have both cheeks showing. That's where you need to be at impact. One cheek, two cheek. But that left hip is too far back, and so what happens is your belt buckle is going towards the ball, and then you have to lift and flip. That's all. That's the only thing really wrong with that. You know, starting a little inside, you've done it for so long, it's not killing you, but you know, while you're cleaning stuff up, I would clean that up. Let's check out the other angle. Well, let's check out Ernest's moves here. You see how his right hip goes back? Now his left hip should come. Ooh, look at that. How's that? See how his left hip is outside his left heel, so he can retain his spine angle. Whoops. Retaining the spine angle throughout. You know, that's 95% of us have the same problem, Haas. You just have to fix it. Let's check it from the other angle. That's way better takeaway than the old days. Nice set. You know, that's a pretty good turn. It just seems like that shoulder can get further. Yeah, it's behind the ball quite a bit. It's okay. Just see this lean. You're not really, you don't have the patented lean. It's straight up, and this thing's just about straight up. And the best comparison is yeah, the top. This is where she gets at the top. Obviously, she has more flexibility than you and I put together. We can't get there, but we can get here. And see how this thing, this is the patented. Remember he had that graph paper on the wall behind the camera. See how her hip is here and her shoulders are, the right side of her lower body is leaning towards the target. The upper body is leaning away from the target. When she comes down, she gets her hips out of the way. So at impact, her belt buckle is like here, and yours is like here. But the whole thing is, and I'll give you a picture of this. See how she leans away? You don't have that. So you really can't go after the ball. You're kind of hovering over it. So I'd clean up that a bit. So as you come through, it's just not. That's okay, but you know I don't see this very forceful because your hips kind of are in the way. I don't see that move out of there. See, you're kind of got that going on. Almost like you're trying to hold on to it. But look, you're got the lower body action. It's just a little late. Like if your hips were there at impact, we got something. You know, you can keep your head behind the ball just a bit too. See, it kind of goes. You know. But other than that, everything is fine. There's the biggest problem is the lower body action. It's not early enough, and the left hip doesn't go back towards the wall. Or to say it another way, your belt buckle goes towards the ball.